Hey guys, welcome back to another Junk in the Trunk cooking episode. I try not to have too much prepared food in my diets, but the last couple days I've not been eating. I've been just neglecting myself because I've been so emotionally drained, so physically busy, with so much to do, and so much on my plate that, food's been an afterthought for several days now. It's to the point where I get dizzy and I'm like, oh, I should probably do something about that. So, but even then, I don't want to invest a lot of time and effort. So I go for like granola bars or a piece of fruit or something like that. But I don't know, I was having a hankering for something spicy today. So that's what we're going to do. And hopefully my jet boil won't tip over, because recently I set it on fire and lost a big chunk of the plastic support that goes under the metal collet there. So anyway, there's that. So I use several different cooking systems, and the jet boil is pretty much my go-to for any time I just need a good amount of water boiled very quickly. Typically it takes 90 seconds to 2 minutes to get the full thing boiling, as long as it's relatively above freezing outside. But this burner has been a little bit finicky in the last 3 or 4 months, so who knows. But yeah, it's a great system for boiling water. It's a little bulky for my taste for putting in a pack, but it is self-contained with the fuel and everything inside it. It's great for a couple-day trip. I don't like carrying the bigger canisters in the field, but I also have a fuel transfer valve, so I got the one canister and I can refill that from a larger can. Makes it pretty convenient. If I'm doing anything more than just quick water boiling, where I need to do a saute or a long boil for a stew or something like that, I do have another type of isobutane propane canister stove, but it just doesn't put off enough heat for a larger pot. It's great for smaller stuff, but not cast iron. And then I've got the Coleman stove and a few other things that we'll eventually see. But
why is it? That's not supposed to be doing that.
That valve's on the way out. It's burbling. Well, nope. Flame out. Hey, I got that on film. And that damn thing fell down again. Oh, I can't find my tape. Well, that's entertaining. So, let me shuffle stuff around. I couldn't have planned it better myself. So this is another system I use. Get back there, you dirty little bugger. So, nice little koozie I made. I'm going to go with the smaller pot because I don't need a ton of water. But this setup here, I've had this stove forever. It's one of the earlier isobutane stoves. It's, well, not earliest, but it's from the early 2000s, I would say. It's a Northern Lights stove. I'm not even sure if they're in business anymore. I haven't seen any products from them, but I haven't spent the time to look them up. But let's get the canister off here. Yeah. Well, I'm also nervous about filming, so I'm all butterfingers and shit anyway. So this is a stove remote that lets me keep the canister separate, so I can use larger pots and keep a lower center of gravity so it's not as tippy. So now when that spreads out, nice and stable, it's not going to go anywhere, and I can keep my fuel away from the fire. If it's really cold out, always remember to turn off the valve when you're plugging in a canister. So anyway, this is turning into quite the process. I didn't expect this to be more than like a little 30-second video where I was going to cut frame to a finished bowl of noodles chowing down. But hey, I guess it's going to be content, so now let's turn this on. All right. Every day is an adventure. What can I say? Oh, goodness me. So, that is... Ooh, it's got a fire sauce packet inside. So, that's what's on the menu. Good old bowl of decent noodles. Then the fire sauce packet, a seasoning packet, and, ooh, actual dehydrated shrimp, as well as the veggies in there. So, this looks like it's going to be pretty damn delicious. You know, I'm beginning to wonder if there's something wrong with that canister. And it's pretty full. Maybe I overfilled it the last time I did a transfer, and that's why, because it looks like it's trying to piss out liquid fuel, but it's just burning off just before it comes out as liquid. That's why it's sputtering. I don't know how well that's picking up on camera from that angle. Oh yeah, we can see that. But it's always something when you're in the field. And when you're always in the field, man, the hits just keep on coming. Like, I've had to fix and repair a lot of gear in this 2.5 years. And I've had to replace it, a little bit of it. But, like, I'm a frugal bastard, and I like to buy once and buy right. So it stings a little bit more up front, but I try to choose quality gear that's going to last a long time. And I put the effort into learning how to properly maintain it, which is something I would recommend anybody do with any type of tools or equipment they use, whatever the pursuit is, whether it's actual tools or components of your hobby, or the equipment you need to survive on a daily basis. So now that this has happened, I'm wondering if that's actually what caused the flare-up that melted all of this. Because it's supposed to have this cowling all the way around, and the flame goes through to the heat collar on the cup here, so it doesn't actually heat this ring up. So even though this metal is in direct contact with that plastic, the plastic's fine under normal operation. But the flame flared up like we just saw on film and caught the plastic. Now, I thought maybe I had it at a bad angle, or maybe there was enough of a breeze that it blew the flame and caught, but that sounds more plausible, because I've been using that canister for, well, gently off and on for a couple weeks now, because I'll only use it for a couple minutes at a time. This is a larger volume of water than I normally boil at once. Typically, I'm boiling 8 to 12 ounces in that cup, which is done. Unless I'm up in the mountains and then I'm cooking on a fire. And that's, you don't rush your food on a fire. But we're almost boiling now. 20% more noodles, taste the rush. Scorching sesame shrimp flavor. I dig it. So we're going to save the fire sauce for after, but we're going to go ahead and put this in while we're waiting. We're going to save the fire sauce for afterwards. And yep, I always make sure I take care of my trash. I'm not one of those homeless bastards that destroys everywhere they go. This state's too beautiful to put up with crap like that. I constantly find trash out in the woods. I always bring a trash bag or two with me whenever I hike, and usually at least one comes back mostly full. And it sucks. It really does. But I police up after myself. I do believe in leave no trace. Like, I was talking this whole time and you didn't tell me there wasn't any flame. What the hell? A little disappointed with my jet boil, because to replace this burner is about 65 bucks, I think. The whole set was 120, and I've had it a couple years now. Like, yeah, nearly 3.5 years now. I got this a year before I became unhoused, I think. My memory's not always the best, but... Okay, now we're getting close to boiling. Well, I'm going to cut a lot of this out, but we're boiling now. That... MSR pot grippers to go with my MSR Duralite aluminum pot. And I've got a little bit of extra water left over, but nothing I can't dump out. We'll let all this stuff cool down. We'll let that cook for a little bit. So when I do noodles, I usually just take the pot cover, stick it on, and bugger off and do something else for a couple minutes. We will do a taste test in it. And we're back. Let's give that a mix. That looks good. One thing I like to do is, before I add the extra sauce packet, I like to try and see what the flavor of the broth is on its own. And it's boiling water flavor. No, actually, that's got a good little spice to it. And it's got a nice seafood flavor because of the shrimp there. I don't really get a sesame note. I'm wondering if that'll come in the fire sauce. The oil on that is like very interesting red color. I'll show you in a minute. And then the sauce is kind of like oyster sauce in consistency. Very thick, and I can tell there's a lot of pepper seeds that are sticking to the inside of this package, and I want every one of them in that bowl. There we go. Ooh, interesting. Smile for the camera. Interesting red oil that came out of that packet. But get it all mixed in. I took a little lick on the corner of the packet there, and it does have some heat to it. It's nothing overpowering. But I'll wait until it's a little diffused in here. Yeah, I don't know where my fork is right now. Okay, there's a sesame. I got definitely a sweet note on the front of it. But then the spice picks in. It's okay. Well, there we have it. I'm going to stop filming, sit down, and eat. Have a good one.